So it will take multiple offers. The first one would be the location. You know, we always hear real estate location, location, location.
Good deals on some of these properties, and those that are sitting for a longer period of time, you have more room to negotiate.
Chris, I understand before house hunting, honestly, you should have a good realtor, right?
Yes.
But what tips do you have?
Start with a good realtor, start with a good lender, and figure out what your numbers are.
The following segment is sponsored by Eastern Title and Settlement and the Mortgage Link. Purchasing an investment property successfully relies on strict financial evaluation, smart location research, and thorough planning. So joining us now to share some tips are Chris Thompson from Remax Town Center, along with Carrie Real from the Mortgage Link, who has a product highlight to share with us. Welcome, gentlemen. Great to see you.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'll be better when I hear about this product highlight.
Yeah, you will. So we're gearing some of this stuff up for investors. We're going to talk about those wanting to purchase investment properties. And a lot of people that are into the investment purchasing process, at some point in time, their income does not allow them to purchase any more properties. They run out of money on paper. And one of the ways that we're able to solve that is through a non-QM program called a DSCR loan, and it uses the rental income from the investment property to cover the mortgage. And you've got some credit score requirements and some down payment requirements, but it's a great non-QM product to help those that want to purchase investment properties in a streamlined fashion.
All right, that sounds great. And we also have a QR code.
We have a QR code. So for those that own their properties, click on this QR code and you can get the value of your property. And for anybody purchasing, you can get some more information on there as well. We'll reach out to you and help you, organize everything for your next purchase.
Yeah, that's a great resource. We're going to share that again at the end here. Chris, I understand before house hunting, the first thing you need to know is what kind of property you're looking for, right?
Exactly.
Walk us through the options and how a person knows which one they want to invest in.
So the first one would be the location. You know, we always hear real estate location, location, location. It's even more prominent in investing. Figure out the area, kind of study the area. Is that somewhere that you want to spend your money?
Yeah, that's a good point. How do you zero in on the right markets, the right neighborhood? I mean, honestly, you should have a good realtor, right?
Yes.
But what tips do you have?
Start with a good realtor, start with a good lender, and figure out what your numbers are. Then I would say figure out what type of property do you want. Is it a condo, a single family, townhome, a small multifamily? Figure out what type of landlord you want to be, and then start focusing on that path.
Yeah, all good things to think about. You mentioned numbers. There's a 70% rule, I understand. You mentioned that most investors offer about 70% of the ARV minus repair costs. First of all, what is an ARV? Tell us what that is and walk us through this estimation.
So ARV is after repair value.
Okay.
What something is worth basically on an appraisal when it's all cleaned up. So if you're looking at something that needs some paint and some flooring, it'll be 70% of what we think it's going to be worth at appraised value minus those repairs.
I see.
So if it's 100 going in at 70, and if it's $10,000 for repairs, that offer is going to be 60.
Got it. And how does this formula work kind of in practice? Like in real world, you've got a family, how does that work?
It's a lot of trial and error. Most people are not going to say yes to that. So it will take multiple offers. Sometimes the longest it's taken me was, I think, 85 offers before I finally got one.
Okay.
Sometimes they take it on the first try. It really just depends on that seller's motivation, which then leads into the next question, I think, would be how long does something have to be on the market before an investor should even look at it?
Yeah.
Personally, I'd say 90 days.
90 days. Okay, good to know.
Some good tips to help you get
Yeah.
good deals on some of these properties, and those that are sitting for a longer period of time, you have more room to negotiate. And we're talking about location. We're kind of referring also to, if you're going to buy a lot of investment properties, you may want to have them in the same location to help with the management of those properties, et cetera.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and as far as the other research, you want to find out how much will these properties rent for. Is your mortgage going to be, below what those rentals are, so you have some income coming in? That would be the goal. And if not, are you able to cover the difference between those? Is it worth it for you to do that in the long run?
A lot of things to think about, which is why you want to have a good team.
Yeah.
Carrie, how does financing an investment property differ than your typical home mortgage?
Well, like we said, there's more that goes into it. Whenever you do an appraisal, they're going to appraise the property, but they're also going to find out what the comparable rental properties are like. How much will that property rent for on a monthly basis? And that helps us to determine whether or not you're going to be able to cover the payment that you have with the rents coming in.
All right. Really great points to think about. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us. We're going to take another look at the product highlight. For more, the number to call is 301-996-7432 or visit themortgagelink.com. And you can also scan the QR code on your screen to see the value of your property. And be sure to follow the Real Estate Top Performers on YouTube to get more advice on buying and selling a home in today's market.